After star Warren Beatty has opening weekend jitters, he's put his heart and soul into the movie. Dick Tracy, our inside story today.
You want me to take a risk? I want you to take a risk.
I told you I'd protect you if you testified.
Protect me?
It's my job.
I don't know about your job. I only know what I feel.
With a fanfare of Tommy guns, Dick Tracy is making the jump from the comic pages to the silver screen. Warren Beatty produced and directed the film and cast himself in the title role of the rock-steady detective.
He's an honest man. He knows what he wants to do. He knows bad is bad, good is good. He'd like to have a family. He doesn't know if he can live up to the responsibilities that it entails. And he's tempted. He's really tempted.
Come here.
Beatty is an Oscar-winning director, and Madonna, who co-stars as torch singer Breathless Mahoney, was Beatty's off-screen leading lady. She says he gave her a lot of guidance.
He understands how nervous you are and how you need your space or you need everybody to be quiet. I mean, he knows what you need because he is an actor.
In one scene, Breathless Mahoney is not supposed to sing well. Madonna says that Beatty helped her to do it badly.
It's hard to do a song badly, which is what I was supposed to be doing in that scene. So Warren was constantly telling me to not do it so good.
I want Dick Tracy dead!
Two of the unsung stars of the film are makeup artist Doug Drexler and John Caglione, Jr. They created all of the special makeup for the gallery of criminals who are out to get Dick Tracy. The two spent months designing the rubber faces of the crooks so that they looked as much like the original comic characters as possible. But when it came to Al Pacino as the head gangster, Big Boy Caprice, well, they let him create his own look after some wild experimentation.
We had a mix and match supply of appliances like noses and cheeks and brows and chins.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, so we said take him to the trailer and burn him down. Try every nose and every ear and every forehead on him until he's sick of it and he's not interested anymore.
Right.
But the more he did it, the more he loved it.
He loved it.
And he did it for 3 days.
Yeah.
And he came out all excited, you know, and
with 8 different faces,
yeah,
you know, to look at.
Yeah,
and
we had 8 different. It was like playing Mr. Potato Head with Al Pacino.
The pair also says they never knew who they would run into on the set of the film.
I walked by the trailer and we were just past it and I said, I just saw Jackie Onassis. And we stepped back and we looked at Warren's trailer and it was Jackie
Onassis.
Enough. Yeah.
You never knew who you were going to see. Really? Jack Nicholson.
Gary Hart was there one night.
Yeah.
It was unbelievable. I mean, we were like...
The people on the sidelines were as much a celebrity as the people who were, you know, in the film.
11-year-old Charlie Korsmo plays Tracy's sidekick, the Kid. He says he originally didn't want to do the film because he had just finished another one and wanted a rest. But the 1-2 punch of Warren and Madonna convinced him to do it.
Eventually, they convinced me to come out to Los Angeles for one day to be auditioned by Warren personally in his house. And I ended up being there the whole day, you know, just talking with him. And he called Madonna in, and she made popcorn. And I liked him a lot, and we instantly got along. And I guess he convinced me to do it, because I did.
Remember when we were doing the scene, and I asked you to invent a line, and you said you didn't like the line. What was your substitute line?
As God is my witness, I shall never go hungry again.
The hype and publicity behind Dick Tracy is intense, and now it's up to audiences to make it a hit.
You're all right, kid.
And now we know what Madonna makes for dinner. Beatty got involved with the Tracy film in 1975. It took 15 years plus a big salary cut on his part to bring the movie into theaters. Later in the show, we're going to take you back to the 1930s to meet the creator of the Dick Tracy comic strip.
There'll be a high-rise full of competition.
Comic strip. In fact, the history of Dick Tracy can be traced all the way back to the king of the mystery sleuths, Sherlock Holmes.
Tracy.
Tracy?
You mind if I call you Dick?
The current movie hype has made him a household name for the present, but Dick Tracy is a detective with a long and colorful past. Created in 1931 in an era of gangsters, the chisel-chinned character came to life on the Woodstock, Illinois work table of Chester Gould. Now, Gould thought if the cops couldn't catch criminals, he would create a character who could. And according to his daughter Jean, he actually based his character on another famous sleuth named Sherlock Holmes.
He went to his drawing board. He started sketching what Sherlock Holmes might look like today, with a snap-brim fedora, a young, sharp-looking character, and all of a sudden he knew he had something.
What this son of a small-town newspaper editor had was an instant hit, and throughout the 40s, Dick Tracy became even hotter. He was carried by nearly 1,000 newspapers, sold millions of comic books, and Dick Tracy paraphernalia popped up everywhere. But it didn't stop there. If you think Warren Beatty is starring in the very first Dick Tracy film, Tracy expert Larry Doucet says, guess again.
There have been 4 Dick Tracy movies in the 30s and 40s and 4 cliffhanger serials. And this is basically the 9th Dick Tracy movie coming out with Warren Beatty and Madonna.
Wait a minute. That door was closed when I came in here.
Making his movie debut over half a century ago, the square-jawed detective was portrayed by Ralph Bird in a handful of serials. And the B-movies released in the mid-40s included one titled Dick Tracy Meets Gruesome, starring Boris Karloff as the bad guy.
Why don't you have Tracy take a look at him? I think I will.
Naturally, it was only a matter of time before the detective delved into the world of cartoons and the animated adventures of Dick Tracy.
I'm on my way to the dock. You just keep an eye on that platypus.
While Gould believed strongly that crime doesn't pay, it was the colorful criminals he created that made the comic popular and profitable. And his inspiration for characters came in a variety of ways, according to Gould's grandson, Tracy, named after you-know-who.
He drew up an egg-shaped circle for a head, which he normally did for anybody he was drawing. And he drew some eyes, and he said, oh, gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. Well, he took his pencil and started crossing it out. And he said, my gosh. He said, I love prunes. This looks like a prune. Prune face.
Gould identified with his characters, and as the strip progressed, Tracy became his alter ego with subtle changes.
Tracy was a very slim young man in the 30s, and as my dad matured and gained weight, so did Tracy.
Chester Gould died in 1985, but his family believes he would have been proud of the latest Tracy film and the way it has given new life to that square-jawed detective named Dick.
I watched Warren Beatty carefully, and he picked up mannerisms my father had